Live from Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 20 years of local high school sports television, is proud to present NU Miner Football. Tonight in the second game of the SFL season, your Nevada Union Miners take on the Del Oro Golden Eagles. We are here for Week 5 action, and all the football is coming up right here, right now on your 20th anniversary NorCal Game of the Week. The Miners take the home field for back-to-back games as they take on the Del Oro Golden Eagles. Good evening, football fans, and welcome back to the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. This is Steve Sitter, and joining me once again in the stands are color commentators Paul Brown and Austin Rounsaville. Our producer and director is Gilbert M. Dominguez, and he is joined by the rest of the Touchdown Productions sports team of Joan Lyons, Heather McDonald, and making his Game of the Week debut is Eric Schmidt. Paul, as if tonight's game wasn't important enough, the Golden Eagles enter the stadium ranked number 1 according to the Sacramento Bee.
Number 1, Steve, and you know, the Miners had some success in the preseason, and it doesn't get any easier from here on out. After dropping last week's homecoming game to Rockland, now they come face-to-face with the area's number 1 team, and this will truly be a test of character. Hooper Stadium has not been kind to Coach Dennis Houlihan, who's won only 1 game in the 2014 and his 0-18 record in the SFL, speaks that some stiff competition is here, and especially tonight, in this powerful league.
Absolutely. But, Austin, the Miners just might have some surprises for the Golden Eagles tonight.
That's right, Steve. NU's early success will help them out this season, but tonight they're going to have to get some good Miner magic on the field. They're going to have a good need to have a good ground control game and keep the ball out of the hands of the powerful Del Oro offense. If there's any hope they can hang around till the end, anything can happen.
And as you can see, the teams are out on the field already. We are starting a little bit ahead of schedule, but that's nothing to worry about. Del Oro will be kicking off to lead things off. And Nevada Union had a very close game last week, very close game against Rockland. They were, I believe, 1 possession away from winning, and Del Oro, for Del Oro standards, had kind of a close game last week as well. So both of these teams coming off some very interesting football in the week prior.
Del Oro is going to receive the football tonight. NU did win the coin toss, but they decided to defer.
And we are underway. A pretty good kick. That's going to be taken at about the 5-yard line. A little bit of room, and a nice hole opens up. He's going to get all the way out to the 30. I believe that was Tyler Nielsen on the return. Nielsen having an excellent year for Nevada Union. In fact, taking a look at how these teams compare, on the ground, Del Oro and Nevada Union have about equal yards per game. Total yards per game is a little bit more lopsided. The Del Oro passing game, which is captained by number 4 Stone Smart, just having a fantastic year. The first play from scrimmage comes in. We see a lot of the wing T for Nevada Union. Man in motion. This is going to be a pass play right off of the gun. Long pass caught by Hayden Fay, but there is a flag down all the way back at scrimmage.
Hayden Fay, Steve, you and I saw him light it up last week, if you recall. Really great hands, got good speed. It looks like this is going to be a completed pass, though.
It's a sideline infraction. It's going to be a sideline infraction against Del Oro.
Nothing like the first play of the game going off well. Great pass by Del Bon. Now watch Fay go up, 2 hands, just snags it. What a beauty. He'll remember that one his entire high school career. Great first play of the game for the Miners.
Hayden Fay is, of course, the leading receiver. And we have another flag coming in from the sidelines. This might be another sideline infraction, judging on where that flag was thrown.
Well, Coach Casey Taylor is on the sideline. You can see him. He's got his hat in his hand, and he is not happy.
And we'll see. Another sideline. Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct. That's unsportsmanlike conduct inside the 30-yard line, so that's going to be half the distance.
An odd beginning to this game.
I would say, Austin. And if the Miners could draw it up, is what they would like to have happen in the first play and 2 of the game, I think this would be it.
Yeah, 1st and 10 on the Del Oro 11-yard line. This game starts off with an excellent return from Nielsen, a great pass and catch from Hayden Fay, and then an 11-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So 1st and 10 on the 11 for NU. It's going to be a sweeping handoff to Fay, and Fay will get down to about the 6-yard line.
Wow, and this offensive line for the Miners is firing out. They drove back that defensive unit of Del Oro.
That was a pretty good play call, too. Del Oro kind of stacked the middle and left the sides relatively weak. 2nd and 5. This is a quick handoff to Nielsen. Nielsen's going to dive forward and get back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he may have, I'm not going to say threw a punch, but definitely threw a hand at Hunter Halverson, number 54 for Del Oro.
If I was Coach Dennis Houlihan, I wouldn't be going inside too much. There's some beef in there. We'll talk about that as the night goes on.
Most notably, Pablo Miller.
Number 79. If you see him down there, he takes up half the screen.
So here's 3rd and 5. Quick handoff to Nielsen. Nielsen on the left side, stiff arm, gets to the outside, and he's going to have the first down.
Looks like he made it to the 1-foot line, Steve. What'd you see there, Austin?
Well, they're just a very large gentleman up in the middle, and you'd think they'd just run it up in the middle a 3rd time, but no, a little misdirection down there to the left.
So they do get the first down on the 1-yard line, possibly the 1/2 line. Now they're going to put this at the 1. So NU with 4 chances to get about 2.5 feet. Hayden Fay is wide right, although I can't imagine a pass play. Late handoff to Justin Houlihan. Houlihan bowls forward, and he is going to be stopped. There's no immediate call. And if he didn't get in at first, which he did not, he got about halfway.
Boy, the nose of the football is right on the line.
That was a late handoff to Houlihan. Nielsen was the fake in there.
Now, I'm not sure why Del Oro wouldn't just try for a short pass here to the sidelines. It seems to be doing better than whatever running attack they have right now.
Well, Hayden Fay is wide left. That's a quick handoff, and he is in. Nevada Union takes just under 3 minutes to take the lead over the Del Oro Golden Eagles. And it has been quite a few years since we've been able to say that.
Not surprising, Del Oro has been famous for being a powerhouse in Northern California football for quite a few years.
But it's the Nevada Union Miners that just scored.
Here's the extra point attempt, and we've got a flag coming in from behind.
Here's the replay, straight inside. There's nothing fancy about this. Houlihan puts his head down, does what he does, puts his body forward, leans in, and gets every bit of a yard or 2. And that is a victory for the Nevada Union Miners right there getting this score.
Well, back to live action. That was a false start on Nevada Union. So this will now be a 25-yard kick. Low snap and a nice, powerful kick. Very nicely done. So with 9:16 left, the score is 7-0. Nevada Union over Del Oro. You're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week on TouchdownProductions.com.
Measure L
is a $98 million general bond creating local funds for Placer County schools.
Measure L
Authorizes improvements in classrooms, is strictly monitored by an independent citizens committee with no money for salaries, pensions, or benefits.
Measure L
Is an investment in our future, creating safer communities, increased property values, and an educated workforce.
Back at Hooper Stadium, NU has a 7-0 lead over the Del Oro Golden Eagles with 9:16 left in the first quarter. And that's an onside kick, I think.
Doesn't appear to work.
I can't tell if that was on purpose because Luke Cornish streaked right by where that ball was coming down.
Maybe, Gil, if we could see a replay of that. I think it was a design play, Steve, because the rest of the team was looking up. It wasn't too well executed.
That was bizarre.
Yeah.
And what it does is give Del Oro excellent field position on their own 46-yard line.
And you don't want to give this team field position.
4 wide for Stone Smart. And it's going to be a keeper. He's going to get pretty good yard, although he is hit very hard by a combination of Talon Joyce and Justin Houlihan. Still a pretty good pickup, gets about
Well, let's look at the
9
kickoff
yards.
real quick, Steve, and see if we can decide if this was a design play or not. He scoops it. Yeah, that was a design kick. Look, they're looking up right now. Everybody is slowing. This is second.
As we head back to live action, excellent tackle by Justin Houlihan on a bit of an inside screen pass. It's going to be enough for the first down, but a good open field tackle by Houlihan, who, by the way, is averaging double-digit tackles per game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Houlihan is the force on defense for the Miners.
So first down for Del Oro. Still 4 wide. Smart hands it off to G, and G is wrapped up after a gain of about 5.
Dalton Gee. We'll look at his stats here quickly and see what he has done. He is clearly the best running back. 26 carries this season so far, 163 yards. That's by way of Max Preps, who is the stats and highlights guru.
Man in motion. This will be a handoff to Mason Hurst. And Hurst gets a nice hole on the right side. He's going to get the first down. And he sheds 2 tackles. He is out and in the end zone.
Holy cow. Mason Hurst.
He just ran through about 3 tackles.
I thought he was down, and Jonathan Weaver had him, number 10, and all of a sudden he's going again.
That little run option seems to be working very well for their offense at the moment.
Well, Del Oro spreads the wide receivers very wide, opens up that soft middle area. And it doesn't look like Del Oro is going to kick.
Took him a total of 5 plays.
About a minute and a half. Yep, so they will end up going for 2. They have 5 wide. It's going to be a keeper by Stone Smart, and Smart is going to walk in to the corner for 2.
A little aggression to respond to aggression.
Yeah, so Del Oro very quickly answers back. They now lead Nevada Union 8-7.
Take a look here. Here is the play. Now, take a look at Hurst. He is given the ball. He's got some room. He's only got the outside defensive end to beat. He gets turned in. Now, right here, number 10, boom. I thought he was done. That's Jonathan Weaver, but Weaver can't arm tackle him down. He just keeps going. I think by the surprise of everybody on the defense, he's still on his feet. Goes in untouched from the 10-yard line.
Well, you're watching exclusive coverage of NU Miner football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. Back at Nevada Union High School, Del Oro took 1 minute and 27 seconds to answer back with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to take the lead 8-7 over the NU Miners. Still just under 8 minutes left in the first quarter. We've already had 2 touchdowns.
I think we've got a shootout on our hands.
I don't really think that's going to surprise too many people. Stone Smart as the quarterback of this team, of this Del Oro team. Very, very potent offense. So a designed kick from Del Oro is going to be fair caught on the NU 35-yard line. I think after the excellent return by Tyler Nielsen, Del Oro is just going to give him all right field position and keep it at that.
You think that was a design kick? He had a little spinner to the right-hand side, went about 15 yards.
Well, considering the opening kickoff went all the way to the NU 5,
yeah,
I have to believe that was on purpose. So NU will go back to their grinding wing tee. They don't have very many big plays on the season. They'll occasionally break one out, but it's less than one a game. That's going to be a late handoff to Dawson Fay. Fay cuts up the middle. He's got a big hole and 2 men to beat. Down to the 30. He's going to try and cut back inside, and he's going to get brought down at the 25-yard line. And I take back everything I said about the big play.
Dawson Fay, I'll tell you, he is a big play guy, number 4 for Nevada Union. We saw him catch an over-the-shoulder catch earlier, and now we see him take the ball up the field.
That was Hayden Fay that made the catch.
Oh, you're right. It's his brother, isn't it? I beg your pardon. He deserves credit. But look at him move right here. A little more speed. He might have gotten all the way, but decides to stop and cut inside. Great run. Back
to live action, an inside handoff that does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they're going to give him a favorable spot. They're going to give him 1 yard of forward progress.
We got Dawson Fay. We got Hayden Fay. Hayden, number 17, and his brother Dawson, who is a sophomore, with that great run we just saw, number 4.
The only sophomore on this team of predominantly juniors. There's 2nd and 9, and that's going to be a false start.
Boy, you get a team like this on the inside their red zone, and you can't have these false starts.
There's a whole lot of motion in the trenches there. I think that may have been Grady McEwen.
Yep.
Replay 2nd down.
So it would be 2nd down now and 14.
So far, only the one pass play. The complete pass to Hayden Fay. That's from either team. The rare treat at Hooper, we have 2 bands in the stadium. It's the Del Oro band. See in the background there. There's the 2nd and 14 with 3 wide. It will be a pass. Dalbon rolling, throws in and out of the hands, and that's picked off into the hands of Mason Hurst, and Mason Hurst will be dragged out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
It was a good throw, just a poor mistake by the wide receiver.
And in and out of the hands.
Those are the kind of passes that drive quarterbacks crazy. Should have been a completion. There it is. And if we get it, it's a tip ball right there. Up in the air so long, someone's going to come down with it.
A nice 20-yard return from Mason Hurst. So he's already got a touchdown and an interception on the night.
So let's see if the Nevada Union Miners can hold on defense.
Well, here's Smart. He's got time to set up, and he's going to option run outside. And he's going to actually outrun Luke Cornish. You don't see that very often, but he's going to pick up about 9 yards. And Smart is an excellent ball carrier himself. Besides picking up that 2-point conversion, he has quite a few carries on the season.
They're showing 30 carries for 231 yards. He actually has more yards than Gee has, the halfback.
Well, they spread so wide. There's a handoff to Cameron Davis. Davis is going to try and hop to the outside. He gets a great block, and he is going to have a little bit of running room for it being taken down by Talon Joyce. Still about 25 yards on the carry.
There just doesn't seem to be anybody out there to the right to turn the play in for some help. Houlihan can't do it all by himself. The tight end that time sealed off the inside linebacker, and there was just nobody out there to get him.
It was just too fast.
Talon Joyce usually playing on the right side. He had to run a long way to take down Davis. Well, first down inside the 40. Smart hands it off to, no, he's going to keep it himself and roll left. Fakes the sideway pass, and he's going to be taken down after a very short gain, maybe 2.
Austin Rounsaville take him down.
And no surprise, Joyce and Houlihan in on the tackle.
Looks like they're going to put the marker at maybe 1 yard, which is the most successful defensive play Nevada Union has had this game so far.
It's always hard to tell when you have a quarterback who can scramble, whether the scrambles are designed or not. It looked like he wanted to step up, but saw quickly there wasn't going to be an open receiver. So 2nd and 9. Looks across, quick slant, caught to Hurst, and Hurst is going to be slammed to the ground past the first down marker.
That was a bullet, wouldn't you say, Austin?
Yeah. I agree.
So another first down for the Golden Eagles as they continue their relentless march downfield. Four wide. And off to Davis. Davis this time brought down by Luke Cornish. Made a very strong tackle. That's actually going to be a loss.
Cameron Davis on the carry.
So there is the most successful defensive play for Nevada Union.
So far.
Takes the Eagles 2nd and long.
The 2nd and 11. Paul, 2 weeks ago at Lincoln, we mentioned how a majority of NU's players are two-way players. There's a long pass to the corner. Got him open and incomplete, intended for Mason Hurst. Excellent pass defense by Talon Joyce.
Wow, he threw that ball a long, long way on a string. And Mason Hurst had to wait for it to come down. He had his back turned to the end zone. Just fortunately, the defender could get his hand in there before he could catch it.
Yeah, Joyce had excellent form on that. He got his hands up in the face of Hurst and then just brought his arm back so he couldn't bring the ball in even if he did get it in his hands. So from 2nd and 11 to 3rd and 11. And now we are going to have a whistle. Looks like Del Oro is going to take the first time out of the game.
And Del Oro takes a timeout.
So with 4:28 left in the first quarter, you're watching NU Minor football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. Back at Hooper Stadium, NU Miners and the Del Oro Golden Eagles. 3rd and 11 for Del Oro. They lead 8-7 with about 4:28 left in the first quarter. So here's a big, what would be a big stop for Nevada Union as the late receiver comes in. 4 wide, empty backfield. It's going to be a keeper by Smart. Smart, great cut back up the middle, and he's going to get brought down after getting another first down.
Quarterback keeper right up the middle.
And that was the design play, too.
Certainly was. Number 79, Pablo Miller, the senior guard.
Del Oro is so fortunate to have such a fast, athletic quarterback, and in this business, speed really kills.
Here's the replay on it. Now watch. Right inside. Seal off. Big hole. Lots of room to run. Finally comes down to about the 10-yard line.
That's going to be on the 11. And there's a handoff to Davis. Davis on the left side has about 3 blockers. He's going to get brought down in the end zone. Another touchdown for Del Oro. And how about that offensive line? They led him all the way to the doorstep.
Excellent blocking.
All he had to do was just wait for his blockers to make room for him and lead him into the end zone. Beautifully done.
And if I had a line like that, I could be a running back.
You could.
Well, 14-7, Del Oro going for 2. And I think in high school, that's a pretty good strategy. Even if you're 50%, you still get the same amount of points. And it's going to be a very late handoff to number 79, Pablo Miller.
Where did he come from? Was he in the backfield?
I didn't even see him.
I didn't either.
My eyes were not on him. So another 2-point conversion. That makes the score 16-7.
Let's take a look at the replay on this to see if Pablo Miller is actually in the backfield.
This is the end of the touchdown run.
Burrow on the loose.
When we come back from break, we'll take a look at the extra point.
Yeah, 3:55 left. Del Oro extends their lead to 16-7 right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week on touchdownproductions.com. Connor Calvert is the kicker for Del Oro. Excellent leg there.
Declan Kellogg sets the kick.
Another spinner, another fair catch.
Those kicks to the sidelines are definitely intentional.
Fair catch.
That was Luke Cornish taking the fair catch. I'm not sure why he doesn't just catch it and try to return it some. Maybe it's wiser when you have half the team bearing down on you on those little pooch kicks.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to risk a fumble.
Yeah, Cornish not usually a ball carrier, defensive end, and a guard.
Big hand for the two.
Although you sometimes see them take a little risk.
It'd certainly be unexpected. In this game, you need every edge you can get.
Let's see if NU can stay in this game now. They need a drive and a score.
Well, they have it on their own 28-yard line to start things off. And it's going to be a pass. Delbon's going to get wrapped up. He loses the ball. And I believe NU fell on it.
They took him down by the collar, just strangled him down. Surprised there's not a flag on it. Number 5 for Nevada Union, Tyler Nielsen, was out there in the flats. If he'd had a chance to get the ball away, he was definitely open.
Well, Del Oro averages, I believe, 4 sacks per game. You know, when you have numbers like that, it's easy to see why they win so many games. Even without a potent offense, if you can get into the backfield like that. Yeah, that's going to be a late handoff that's going to be broken up in the backfield again. I think that might even be another loss.
Wow, it's going to be third and about 18, it looks like. Two minutes and 54 seconds, first quarter.
And in this situation, this is 100% a passing situation. Now you got to be thinking about that sack. There's Delbon. Sets up, throws to a spot, and that's going to be incomplete, knocked out of the air by Dalton G. And
Looked like they were going to blitz there.
Dalton G never turned around. He threw his left arm up and knocked the ball out of the air without seeing it.
There's a beautifully thrown ball. Number 17, Hayden Fay, right there.
If G doesn't make a miraculous stop, that is almost very easily a touchdown.
First punt of the night.
That's going to be a fake.
Fake punt.
And there is a lot of room on that right side. And wow, what a tackle by Dalton G.
I think he got it, though.
No,
It's going to be really close.
I think he's going to be short a couple yards.
You know, he stopped.
Yeah, he's short a couple yards.
He stopped and tried to cut back inside. If he had just put his head down and kept going.
He had one blocker in front of him, and he didn't want to run past him. And that was just a poor choice. If he had cut back right to the sideline, he had a little bit more room. I think he could have got there. But he guessed on where his blocker was going to go instead of actually leading him. And that allowed G to just shoot up and make a great open field tackle.
Yeah, if I were the coach, I would save the desperation plays for the second half.
It was very, very close. Well, here's Stone Smart. Smart with a lot of time. He steps up, takes it himself. He's going to move right side. He's going to throw it right across, picked off. Off the left side, a little bit of room, and tackled right about the 25-yard line, and there's going to be a very late flag coming in. But this interception will stand. Excellent pick by the free safety. I'm not exactly sure who that was.
Yeah, huge mistake. Any quarterback coach will tell you you're not supposed to throw across your body, and that's exactly what he did.
Very well timed to pick that route, though.
I think that was Hayden Fay, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure who picked that off. Did you see who picked it
me.
off, Austin?
I did not.
Well, a huge turnover. Stone Smart does not make many of those. I believe that is just his 4th interception on the season. And this penalty is going to be against Nevada Union. It would have had to have been either a block to the back or some other kind of illegal block. But nonetheless, Nevada Union gets possession back after a very costly turnover deep in their own territory. So when you get it back, they're going to be on their own 17. Just about where they ended up on that fake punt. And there's a lot of time. It looks like they're just setting the sticks on the sideline now.
Very long huddle.
Yeah, there was just some problems with the sticks on the side. Oh, Delbon's going to roll right. Throws and complete to Tyler Nielsen. And Nielsen will get wrestled to the ground at the 35-yard line.
A little bit of their own medicine that time. Delbon doing his imitation of Stone Smart, rolling to the right-hand side, using his right hand to throw to a wide open Tyler Nielsen. Really well-developed play.
And where else are you going to see a junior quarterback make that kind of throw?
No kidding. Look at Nielsen. Picks it up, nicely done, gets what he can get, and gets down.
Back to live action. It's a very deceptive handoff to Dawson Fay, and Fay's going to get run out of bounds after a gain of about 7.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Miners, marching their way down the field.
I'm seeing some very quick snaps by the offense. I don't know if that's their strategy or...
That's part of the wing T. Got to be quick, make the defense commit to one person. And that's going to be an inside handoff. Nice tackle up the middle by Mason Hurst. But it's still going to be a first down for NU with 1:35 left in the first.
Miners look good. They look good on offense. They're definitely finding ways to move the ball. They had that 1 3-and-out earlier, but their passing game looks sharp tonight, Steve.
What you have to do with the wing T is you have to be crisp. You can't make any mistakes, any sort of jerky motions that throws off the entire rhythm of the series. So first down on the 50. Delbon hands it off, and Nielsen is going to be hit for a big loss.
Nielsen got the ball, started going the wrong way, and kept going. Looks like he lost about 4 yards.
And that is another problem with the wing T, is that if the play gets sniffed out early, there are really not a lot of places to go.
Yeah, the coach has to weigh his options right now. Do you risk taking a pass play, knowing that the last drive ended in an interception?
Well, 2nd and 14, Delbon's got it. Got decent blocking, throws across, complete to Hayden Fay. Hayden Fay shakes one tackle, and he's going to get shoved out of bounds at the 38. Pretty close to a late hit, but there were 2 referees there, and neither of them threw a flag.
Immediately, the referee said no. I agree. It was a good, clean tackle.
Simple wrap tackle, just with multiple people involved.
It's on the edge, certainly on the timing of where he steps out of bounds.
I don't see where there'd be a flag there. Maybe a late hit, but I think they hit him before he went out of bounds.
That's another first down for NU. Delbon, very late handoff. Nielsen shakes a tackle, and he's going to fight to get a couple yards. There is a flag down. That's certainly in the area where you would expect a hold. And we'll see what the call on the field is, as neither team is moving.
And the clock is stopped.
And that's going to be another sideline infraction on Del Oro. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
I wonder exactly what's going on over there. Maybe they're beaten down on the side judge.
You can see a coach in the side judge's ear right now.
Very animated over there.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty, although they have it marked as a 6-yard penalty.
The refs are not shy with those flags tonight.
No, remember they were 14. It was 1st and 14.
And it's going to be 2nd down. So it's going to be 5 after the run.
Right.
That's what it is. So it'll be 2nd and 3. That's a handoff to Dawson Fay, and Fay wrapped up very nicely by Cameron Davis.
Boy, Davis was in there like a shot.
Yeah, there was just nowhere for him to go. Even if he broke that tackle, there's 2 more guys there ready to take him down.
And Dawson Fay has a good stiff arm. He definitely got hand to helmet on Davis, but Davis, with that upper body strength, just dragged him to the ground.
Davis just threw off Benjamin Leichner, the right tackle, just threw him off.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. So the score remains 16-7, Del Oro Golden Eagles over the Nevada Union Miners. Very offensive-packed game. We'll be back for the second quarter right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Thank you, Doug. Saving the whole rodeo.
Back at Hooper Stadium, second quarter just about to start, but before we get to that, let's take a look at the football standings.
Okay, let's take a walk here around the Sierra Foothill League. Del Oro, we're watching currently 1-0, 5-0 overall, followed by Folsom, who has 1 loss on the season, but also is 1-0 league-wise. Rockland again, 1-0 and 4-1. Then down below, Granite Bay, Wood Creek, the Miners, Oak Ridge, none of them have any league wins. And you can see there the overall season they're having. Del Oro and Folsom Rockland are going to fight it out, it looks like.
A very tough division in the Pioneer Valley Football League. Here in Week 5, Center is leading with 4 wins and 1 loss. No league play yet. Colfax is just below them, tied for first with 4 wins and 1 losses. We're taking you back to the action here.
There's the 3rd and 9 play. Delbon waits for the screen pass, has Tyler Nielsen. Nielsen tries to cut back to the outside, and he is going to be close to the first down, but he's going to be short by about 2 yards.
It looks more like about 5, Steve. He didn't get quite as much. We have a bad angle here. I don't blame you for thinking he got more than he did. It was a long pass and a lot of running for a couple of yards, but it is 4th down, and it looks like Coach Dennis Houlihan's going to go for it.
Sending a new player in.
No, they're just going to call a timeout and talk about it. That play was very late getting in, and Owen Delbon never even set foot off the sideline. So they figure out what they're going to do on 4th and 5 in about midfield. And we'll step aside. You're watching coverage of NU Miner football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
BNC True Value Home and Garden Center is the home of monthly specials. It's your chance every month to get what you need to tackle those home repair projects. Pick up their weekly circular when you enter the store to see all the bargains of the month for September. Serving Nevada County for 76 years, it's BNC True Value Home and Garden Center, where behind every project is a true value.
Back at Hooper Stadium, NU Miners, Del Oro Golden Eagles. NU trails 16-7, and they have a 4th and 4 on the Del Oro 33-yard line. It looks like they are going to go for it. Certainly makes some sort of sense. Dawson Fay is the lone receiver, and it's going to be a keeper. Pitch back to Nielsen, who got demolished by Blake Coffey, and that is going to be a 3-yard loss and a big turnover.
You know, it was Dalton Gee actually that put the face plant right in the middle of his jersey and put him to the ground. This is what we call a spear tackle, and that's where you look for the number and face the number with your helmet, put him right down. Gilbert, if you do have a replay on that, it's worth seeing just for the tackle.
That was unfortunately for Nevada Union well covered by Del Oro.
Just poor execution.
So 4 wide, and we have movement. That was number 54, Hunter Halverson.
So let's look at this. Now watch this tackle. This is textbook. He gets the pitch. Right out, and here comes Gee. Boom. Right there. Does not get another foot.
Perhaps the right play, just wrong execution.
The problem with that was that there was no blocking on the side.
Yeah.
No.
The blocking that was supposed to be there to make that play happen, it just wasn't there. You had 3 Golden Eagles where there should have been 0. So 1st and 15 due to the false start. 4 wide. Smart hands it off to G. And G's going to cut back. He'll get to the original line of scrimmage plus maybe one more. So 2nd and, let's see where they spotted, 2nd and 8.
Miners need to find themselves some way to stop the momentum on this part of the field.
Well, 2nd and 6. Spread wide. Inside handoff and tackled by number 74, Ethan Garrity.
Yeah, none of the defensive backs they were all shallow, close to the wide receiver. I think they were anticipating the run.
And they stop him short. It is 3rd and 2. So from 1st and 15 to 3rd and 2. Not a bad couple of plays.
Good picture tonight, Gilbert, from our touchdownproductions.com cameras. Well done.
Smart's going to hand it off. Big hole on the right side for Dalton G. And G's going to get brought down at the 40.
G has got himself some wheels on him. If you give him a little bit of room past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they knew he was coming, but they just couldn't stop him. He's too powerful.
The guards for Del Oro are just fantastic. They really seal the edge nicely for the running backs. If there's any penetration for Nevada Union, it's up the middle. It's not around that offensive line. There's a handoff to Davis, and Davis cuts back up the middle with a big hole. Tries to shake to the outside, but is brought down by Andrew Link at the 20.
Thank goodness Andrew was there because he was the last hope. Andrew was trying to shake off a little stinger too.
I don't know. Do you think this is an example of just good blocking or perhaps bad defense, bad tackling by Nevada Union? Yeah.
Nobody really touches him until he gets tackled by Andrew Link.
So there's the first down play. That's going to be another handoff to Davis, and Davis wrestled down about 5 yards after initial contact.
Very similar to the last play, but I think the Nevada Union defense saw it coming.
Even so, Del Oro gets about 5 yards. Under 9 minutes left in the second quarter, 16-7 Del Oro over Nevada Union. And Del Oro just marching down the field on the strength of their run game. And we have 3 flags coming in for the same false start penalty. You always know a penalty is obvious when you see 3 flags come in from each sideline and the far referee.
Definitely.
And you had a panoramic angle. And they're taking a long time to talk about this.
I don't really see a reason why they changed things up now. The run game has worked this entire drive.
No, absolutely. Not to mention it runs the clock down a little bit. Not that time management in the second quarter is too much of an issue.
Yeah, several minutes left. I don't think time management is that much of an issue right now.
Consider it a warm-up for the fourth quarter. Well, let's see. They talk about this false start. See if there's a second penalty. Nope, that was just a really long conversation for one obvious penalty. So that'll march him back to the original line of scrimmage on the 20.
Second down now, 20-yard line. I would bet that Casey Taylor, the coach for Del Oro, looks at this as a 4-down area. There's no reason to believe he can't get 2 or 3 yards if he needs them.
So man in motion. Shotgun, it's a keeper, Smart, rolling right. Short pass in and out of the hands of Wyatt Craythorne.
Craythorne was there. He tried to run before he caught the ball. And this brings up a third down for Nevada Union. Once again, nice pass. Stone waits, has lots of time. Just dumps one over. Just two hands that didn't decide to work properly, and football goes through them.
Well, 3rd and 10.
I think they go for the end zone here.
Well, they've got the arm. And Smart looking left, surveys, has time, rolling right, and throws it short. That was intended for Matthew Kruger.
I think he slipped. It shouldn't be an issue. There's no wetness on the ground right now.
So you're 4th and 10 on the 20-yard line. 16-7. You're not kicking extra points, so I find it hard to believe you go for a field goal. It would be 37 yards. But no, they're going to go for it.
Putting faith in their kicker.
Student body in the house letting you know.
So another big stop opportunity for Nevada Union in their own red zone, on the edge of their own red zone. 4 wide, 1 back. Smart starts left, looks middle, throws straight across, and that is going to be caught for a completion. No touchdown.
No touchdown. He's on the 1 foot yard line, Steve.
Mason Hurst.
Beautifully caught, though. Mason Hurst going up.
Excellent elevation.
Beautiful. He must have some sticky fingers.
And that was the hardest pass of the night from Stone Smart. He saw Hurst cutting across. And very quickly, Smart, Davis in for the touchdown.
No contest.
7:33 left. Del Oro bumps up their lead, 22-7. And you had the chance on the 20, but that completion may as well have been a touchdown. And now they will go for the extra point. What do you know? This will be Connor Calvert, who is their kicker. Yeah, kick is up and good by about, what would you say, 40 yards? Well, 7:33 left. With that extra point, Del Oro ups their lead to 23-7.
And here is the score. Nothing fancy about this, just straight on. You know, he needs to get a foot. Finds a little bit of room there. Now look at the offensive line, just obliterate the defensive line. He could have gone for 20.
So we will come back for Del Oro's kickoff as they lead 23-7 here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Portisubs. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Portisubs your destination.
Back at Hooper Stadium, Del Oro Golden Eagles taking on the NU Miners and leading the Miners 23-7 with about 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. And so far, this has been a purely offensive game for Del Oro. Has a few turnovers for Nevada Union taking them out. Any momentum they might get. Oh, standard kickoff on the 40. Calvert with the kick. Short pooch kick, and it's going to be fair caught on the 18-yard line by Tommaso Wilkins.
They must be being coached to do the fair catch on those little pooch kicks because
Wilkins a wide receiver. He can handle the ball.
Yeah, but he also could have gotten 5 more yards. They're just not going to risk it.
They must have great faith in their defense.
Well, 23-7. Maybe it's something else. So NU will have it on their own 24-yard line, not the worst field position they've had, but certainly far from the best. There's a handoff to Dawson Fay, and Fay breaks through the middle. He's got no one to beat, but he has 3 Eagles coming up behind him. They are not going to catch him.
Holy moly, it's a touchdown, Nevada Union Miners.
How did he do that?
77 yards.
Right up the middle, nobody touched him. The safeties, the defensive backs, all were cheating up.
There were
found
no
a little
safeties.
crack and was gone.
There were no safeties on that play. That looked like a goal line defense. And somehow Dawson Fay slipped through a hole.
You gotta love this guy. He's a sophomore, and they're up and cheering here on the sideline for Nevada Union.
That was a remarkable run.
You think?
Things are going big tonight. Big hand for the cheerleaders.
Oh, a fumble.
Oh, he botched
He
it.
picked it up.
He's gonna get a
got
couple
an
out of it.
opening. Look at that.
He gets in.
2-point conversion on the scramble. Nick Whittlesey.
He Romoed the extra point, but it worked.
That was a perfect snap right in the hands. He just couldn't recover. And everyone on Del Oro was so focused on blocking the kick, they forgot to cover the end zone.
Here's the replay on that. Now let's watch how he busts through this hole. Just a little quick on the inside and the right side. Now he's going to follow his blocker, but there seems to be a lot of room there. Who is that big lineman, number 77, that just cleared it out?
Cole Johnson.
It's Cole Johnson.
Cole Johnson.
Give it to him. Hand him the football. It was his hole that busted loose the run you see right here. And look at Dawson Fay. Steve, this guy has got some wheels.
Yeah, they weren't going to catch him. As soon as he got past that half field mark, they weren't going to catch him.
So the score now with that botched extra point turn 2-point conversion, Del Oro's lead is cut to 8, 23-15.
The Northridge Restaurant in Nevada City is your closest Northridge to Grass Valley. At 737 Nevada Street, the Northridge in Nevada City is a comfortable family restaurant you'll be happy to go to. Make reservations or take out.
With 3 locations to serve you in Nevada City, Lake of the Pines, and Penn Valley, you are just a few minutes away from a Northridge restaurant. Visit us online at northridgerestaurant.com.
And that kick's going to be caught at about the 25-yard line and returned by number 31, Nick Moulos. And Moulos is going to get all the way up to midfield.
Mulos put a vicious straight arm on somebody over there. Just knocked him over. Looks like number 63. Luke Cornish, yeah.
It's hard to put down Cornish.
Del Oro has no plans of slowing down before halftime.
Well, there's still 7 minutes and 12 seconds left before that. We could see 5 touchdowns and a safety in that time.
But it's 23-15 now.
So it looks like a 5-yard penalty for something down on the sidelines. Who knows, maybe another sideline infraction. But Del Oro still with excellent field position on their own 43-yard line. Smart hands it off. Right side, and that was Davis. Davis brought down after a modest gain of 5 yards. And in this game, a 5-yard run is a modest gain.
6 minutes and 57 seconds, Steve, in the half, and not a lot of people thought that Nevada Union would be in this only 1 score behind at this time in the ball game.
Well, 2nd and 4. Smart keeps it, and he is going to be still scrambling, cuts to the outside, and he's going to finally be brought down. And there's a late hit flag. There's another late hit flag.
No, he was. I don't agree. He was.
He went down on a knee.
It was
at that time. That play was over, but the whistle was late. I think this might be offsetting late hits. One against Nevada Union, one against Del Oro.
Yeah, I think what had happened was it was an awkward tackle, and it took a while to get him down, and that's why the flag.
Let's see it here. You'll see it. I mean, this guy looks like Russell Wilson. never goes down. He's still up.
At that point,
he's still
down.
up. Look, he's still grinding. No, I don't think that was a late hit at all. I think he was going to get away if they didn't put him on the ground.
I think the ref maybe saw like a knee down or something.
Yep.
I'm
Just
not
the
sure
one
what he
late
saw.
hit is the call.
Fans not happy.
And that was just a really awkward play. He slid to a knee, but that hit was not very far after the whistle. It was after the knee, but not after the whistle. So that's going to tack on another 15 yards for Del Oro and a first down. Smart dumps it off, caught by Davis. Davis with a little bit of room and one blocker. He's going to get up to the 21-yard line before being gang tackled. Another first down for Del Oro.
Great run by Davis that time. He's real quick scat back. Stays low to the ground and can move left or right. Looks for his holes, looks for his openings. Tough player to get on the ground.
And on just about every one of these plays, there is a blocker. And one is really all Del Oro needs.
Miners not going to let that call break our rhythm. We're going to bring the team right here.
So first down on the 21-yard line. And you playing a prevent defense. Smart takes advantage of that. He's going to cut back. And he's going to slip. He's down again. He went down to another knee, and Nevada Union very careful not to slam him down again. Still a 4-yard pickup on the scrambling Smart. I'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, no time to be a hero when there's 5 defenders on you.
Creeping up on the 5-minute mark now of the second quarter. And you playing very loose on those receivers. Now they creep up a bit. And that's going to be a handoff to G. G trying to get to the edge, and he will. He's wrestled down at about the first down marker. They'll probably give that one to him. No, he's going to be short by a yard.
And it's not going to stop the clock. He didn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. 5 minutes left, 4 minutes and 46 seconds here, Steve.
So 3rd and 1, definitely 4th down territory. Nevada Union's got to gear up for consecutive stops if they want another possession in this half. That doesn't involve a touchdown. Smart, straight ahead to G. G doesn't even get touched as he waltzes into the end zone.
Waltzes in from 10 yards out. He was, like you said, not even touched. Right up the gut.
That was a downhill run. That was the definition of a downhill run. He put his head down, and there just happened to be no one in front of him.
Number 70, Ryan Sweat. He is a junior, and I'll tell you what, he just blasted out a hole. Going to call him TNT because there was nobody around.
So they set up for the extra point. This would make it an even 30. Yeah, there's another humongous kick that almost hits the scoreboard. Wow. That is a huge extra point kick. And that brings the score to 30-15. Del Oro over the Nevada Union Miners.
You're watching coverage of Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the replay. Straight up the middle. And look, does anybody touch him?
Nope.
Is there even a hand on him right? Nope. Never touched him. Now we can tell you that you're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Back at Hooper Stadium, Nevada Union Miners and the Del Oro Golden Eagles. The Eagles lead 30-15 with about 4.5 minutes left until halftime. You have to wonder, after that strange kickoff return from Del Oro if NU won't try and take one of these pooch kicks for some extra free yards. And the kick on the way. Pooch kick. No, fair caught. Fair caught at the 29.
If it ain't broke.
I think that time the fair catch was the right call because that had a little bit of loft on it.
Yeah.
That gave Del Oro some time for coverage.
The only time I ever got a broken rib was catching a ball like that, a pooch kick, on a kickoff in high school and trying to get some extra yards. I wasn't receiving the ball, I was on the sideline.
So a fair catch is definitely the right move to do in your opinion?
I would say.
First down on the 29. Dalbon keeps it. He's going to have to scramble. There's a holding flag as he is shoved out of bounds. That would be a gain of about 3, but that's a hold and it's going to be brought back.
Dalbon looks good tonight. You can see him developing as a quarterback. We've watched him all the way through preseason until this 4th game of the season, and he looks sharp.
Well, here's the problem with that hold. That hold was 5 yards in the backfield. So that's going to be – it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, but will effectively march NU very, very far back.
Back to Dalbon again. You know, Dalbon is a junior, and I'm seeing some real maturity as a quarterback, both in his running ability and his able to read the play. He'll be good next year. A lot of this team's coming back.
Well, here's 1st and 25. Dalbon late handoff to Dawson Fay. Fay's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A little bit of a ruckus going on back there.
Oh, we're inside the 4-minute mark now. 2nd and 25. Paul, are you surprised at all at 1st and 25 they tried a late handoff?
Steve, let me give you some thought here. You know, 1st and 25, what are you going to do? You're going to try and get into the locker room, basically, and keep the clock running.
There's a lot of time. There's a pitch. Back to Tyler Nielsen. Nielsen's going to try and cut back up, and he's only going to get 3 yards.
Funny thing about that pitch is it's to the weak side of the field. They didn't have much room here. The hash mark, they're on the left hash mark, and they pitch it to the left. You'd think if they're going to try to string the field out, they'd go the other direction. But, you know, Tyler's been really good this season. Another junior that's coming back next year.
Well, here's 3rd and 22. Del Oro band playing the Imperial Death March from Star Wars. One wide receiver. Dalbon's going to run right. Throwing, and that's going to be a sliding incomplete pass. It was intended for Hayden Fay, but just never got there. Even if it did, it would have set up 4th and 11.
So now with an incomplete pass, the clock is stopped, giving Del Oro plenty of time. Take this punt and see if they can get another score.
Well, each team with 2 timeouts. So the clock really not a factor. Even if they manage to bleed 30 seconds off, that's still plenty of time for either team to pull out a big play. Mason Hurst is the lone back, and here is the punt. It's going to be a corkscrewing punt. Takes a Nevada Union bounce, but that's going to be picked up by Hurst, and he will get another 5 yards, bring it back into NU territory with 2:39 left on the clock.
I'm noticing there's not a lot of variety in the Nevada Union playbook. Only a few types of plays I've seen tonight.
Well, the wing tee is supposed to be about misdirection.
Yeah.
There's always 4 options to get the ball. And if you play it sneakily enough, it doesn't have to be an amazingly drawn-out play. It just has to be confusing. So the 49-yard line. Smart looked for the quick slant option, didn't have it. Throws it off, and there's a lot of room for Mason Hurst. Hurst is going to get brought down at about a 12-yard gain. So that will stop the clock momentarily. That was supposed to be a screen pass to the near side, but Smart shook that off and got 12 yards out of it. There's a handoff to G, and G with a massive stiff arm at the line of scrimmage. He will end up busting out a huge run And he's pushed out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
That was all G there.
You think? Dalton G, the running back senior. And I'll tell you what, he is some kind of good-looking back, isn't he?
Yeah, we've been praising their blocking all night, but don't underestimate that G's just an amazing runner.
No, that's a great point. Great move to sidestep right at the line of scrimmage. A sidestep and a stiff arm took down 2 Nevada Union Miners who had good penetration. So first and goal on the 6 with 2:11 left in the second quarter. Two wide, NU stacks the line, and there's going to be a flag coming in, more than likely a false start, judging on where that flag was thrown. Yep, that's what it is. So from first and goal on the 6, it'll be first and goal on the 11. It's not much, but it might be enough to stay off a touchdown. Each team with an interception tonight. One turnover on downs by Nevada Union on an almost successful fake punt. And here's the first and 11. And off to G on the left side. And G's going to get stopped, breaks free momentarily, but he only gets about 2 yards afterwards.
Number 64, Cole Mason, came over and gave him a little kiss at the end of that play. She's going to go back to the huddle and kind of try to shake that one off.
I think he might actually sit this play out.
Let's go, defense!
Yep, 2 wide. Hand off to Davis. Davis tries to get to the outside and does. He's carried forward all the way to the 2. And again, that's another instance of Nevada Union actually getting some decent penetration on the corner, but still can't bring the ball carrier down. These Golden Eagles run with their head down. So we creep up to the 1-minute mark, 3rd and 2.
It would be a win if the Miners could stop Del Oro from getting in the end zone before half.
2 consecutive stands on the goal line. And there was a whole lot of motion on the line.
I think it's going to be offsides. I think it's going to be against Del Oro.
False start against Del Oro. So from the 2, it goes back to the 7. And there was a whole lot of flinching. I saw 2 players on each team jump. What, the 3rd false start in this quarter?
I believe so. 51 seconds, though. They've got enough time, and 1 timeout, I believe. No, 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, each team with 2.
What we need right here is a line half. Everyone up, everyone down.
3rd and goal on the 7. Hand off to the man in motion. That's Hurst. Hurst cut off, cuts back, and he dives forward. He's short.
He is short. He should have been tackled 10 yards in the backfield.
They're
very
slippery.
Deceptive, very slippery.
They're slippery runners. Now with 38 seconds, that's not enough to just head to the end zone, is it?
30 seconds remain.
They're trying to get this down to the last play. They're going to run one more play. They're going to call a timeout.
It's on the half. It's on the half mark.
Yeah. So they're considering this to be a foregone conclusion that they're going to score. They just don't want to give the ball back to the Miners.
That's fair.
And they'll call a timeout right there.
Yep, and there it is.
6.3
seconds. So NU will figure out how to stop a half-yard run with 6 seconds left in the half. Don't forget, Del Oro will take the second half kickoff on your 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, And as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
4th and goal on the half-yard mark. 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Del Oro leads 30-15. And quick snap. Hand off to Davis. Davis gets in.
Never goes down. Davis. There's a
there's no
flag on the field. That will be a score. 2 seconds left in the half. Perfectly executed. Del Oro came to the line quickly, Steve.
Yep. And you covered it well, but the line was just too much, and you couldn't get penetration. That's the thing. You have to get in there, basically stop the play for a loss, and that's a hard thing to do. Kick is up. That one a little bit shorter, doesn't quite make it to the scoreboard, but is good nonetheless. Now that will increase Del Oro's lead to 37-15. Well, 2.1 seconds left. If you're Del Oro, you just kick this on the ground.
There's a replay right there. You can see a quick snap and just the power of the offensive line driving it. He never does go down.
Yeah, no. You're up by more than 2 scores. I don't see any reason to take any risks here.
Well, there's nothing to do. What you do is you kick it on the ground so they can't fair catch it. So you make them catch it and then go to a knee. That'll bleed off another half second. Maybe if you kick it right at someone, it deflects. That starts the clock even sooner. You don't put this in the air. Although what I've seen as slam dunk calls I've been wrong on for whatever reason.
No worries, Steve. I'm wrong constantly. So just about halftime here. Folks are starting to funnel down to the snack bar. This kickoff a foregone conclusion.
And they kick it in the air. And they're going to go for the return because that's probably the right thing to do. That's Tommaso Wilkins. Wilkins is going to be pushed out of bounds by about 4 Golden Eagles, and that will be the half. So we head to halftime. Del Oro Golden Eagles up on the NU Miners 37-15, and the Golden Eagles will take the first kickoff of the second half on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Measure L
is a $98 million general bond creating local funds for Placer County schools.
Measure L
Authorizes improvements in classrooms, is strictly monitored by an independent citizens committee with no money for salaries, pensions, or benefits.
Measure L
Is an investment in our future, creating safer communities, increased property values, and an educated workforce.
It is halftime at Hooper Stadium. Del Oro Golden Eagles lead 37-15. And let's throw it down to the field with Gil Dominguez and Walter Ford for the Foothills Sports Report.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Down on the field here with Walter Ford, sports editor from the Union. And Walter, first off, let's address the game tonight. Miners really showing what they got against the number 1 ranked team in the Sacramento area.
You know, and what it really is this season is kind of a get your mouth watering for next season. You know, you see that these kids are still young, but they can move the ball up and down the field. Right now, they got to work on that defense. Del Oro is the number 1 team in the section for a reason, and it's because they can move the ball in multiple different ways.
Oh my God, that running game for Del Oro is just phenomenal. The players won't go down. Great interior line blocking. Like you said, you can see why they're ranked the number 1 team.
Well, their running backs in Davis and Gee, and then their quarterback Stone Smart, you can see them stop on a dime, change direction, and you just see this cascade of Miners go blowing by them, and then they're off for another 30 yards. And that's what makes Del Oro great, is they got playmakers, and like you said, the interior line is doing their job as well.
Now, down in the PVL, they have the last preseason game going on tonight, Bear River down at Sutter.
Yeah, and they're actually the only PVL team in action right now. All the other teams are on their bye. Bear River had their bye a couple weeks ago. But yeah, they're at Sutter. They're fighting those Huskies tough. And those Huskies are kind of the odds-on favorite to take the Northern Section title in D3. So this is a big game for them, both to see where they stand as a team and for momentum moving into league play, which starts next week.
And they played one of the Sutter opponents earlier in the year in Orland and had a good showing there.
Yeah, they faced Orland, who actually Sutter beat in the championship last year. And their common opponent this year has been Marysville, where the Huskies kind of took it to Marysville, and the Bruins had a bit of a struggle. So it's interesting to see that they're playing them so closely this game.
And, of course, next week the action gets going in the PVL itself. Your game of the week for Touchdown Productions will be up at Colfax High School. Placer-Hillman opening up league play at the Falcons.
What a surprise both of those teams have been, with Placer struggling so mightily in non-league play and Colfax turning in a 4-1 preseason with 4 games on the road. They only had 1 home game, so their fans are going to be crazy next Friday. You know that with Placer coming to town.
And it's going to be a great game. We haven't been up to Colfax for a number of years, so thank you to the AD and the administration letting us come back up there and bring that game to you. It'll be our first of 2 visits at Colfax. Of course, you can't miss that Colfax Bear River game.
The rivalries in the PVL are so wonderful, and they're so fierce, and they're so long-standing that those Bear River Placer games, those Bear River Colfax games, no matter what team is on top of the league or bottom of the league, you know it's always going to be a fight.
And I call it the Bermuda Triangle there between Placer, Colfax, and Bear River. Teams go in there and they get lost.
And rightfully so. I mean, for such small schools in such a small area, they really do produce quite a high-quality product.
Now, of course, the other sport going on right now is volleyball, and what a tremendous game we had over at Bear River last week. Bear River just decimating the Hillman from Placer for the last few years, but Placer came in and kind of turned the tables on them.
Well, the Bruins are kind of going through a changing of the guard over there. They have a lot of new girls that are coming up. I mean, there's Ashley Albee and there's Staples, who are veterans, but they lost a lot of talent, especially the PVL MVP from a season ago, and Kaylee Rath. It looks like this year Placer's got it going well, but the Bruins did rebound with a nice 5-set victory over Colfax, which, and I spoke with Matt McDonald, gives them a little bit of confidence going forward, and he still believes they're a contender in that league.
Well, that rematch between Bear River and Placer in the second half of the season should be quite a good match.
I don't think it'll be a straight set victory. I think the Bruins will have some more fight to them this time.
So, in looking around the rest of the foothills, what have you got for us? What did I miss?
Well, with the Lady Miners in volleyball, they've been struggling in the SFL, but they did play Del Oro very closely. 5-set loss just the other night. And in the SFL, they get 5 teams that make the playoffs. So Nevada Union has a big game against Wood Creek coming up on Monday, which will help determine who's going to be that 5 spot that's going to get that playoff spot out of the SFL. And then I've also been dipping into the pool over at the water polo programs lately, and they've been playing a lot of tournaments. They're getting better. Both programs are in flux, but both programs are very optimistic about the future. So keep an eye out for NU and Bear River water polo going forward.
All right, so there you go. There's your Foothill Report. Of course, Walter Ford, the sports editor for the Union. Read all about it every day. Get that ink on your hands in the morning.
We'd appreciate it, yeah.
And a great way to start the day with the sports section. And, of course, you can get the latest online. You guys get that up right when the paper goes to bed, right?
Absolutely. I'm posting my sports stories at about 11:30. So when you wake up in the morning, and if you want some more information or you want to see a video, just log on to theunion.com.
And I want to thank Paul Brown tonight. As you can see, we're sporting our brand new Touchdown Production sportswear, courtesy of Are You Outside, one of Paul Brown's companies. And a big shout out to you, Paul, for making us look good out here on the Game of the Week.
Yeah, thanks for the new digs.
All right, so that's it for halftime. Let's go get ready for third quarter action with Steve, Paul, and Austin up in the booth. Guys, back to you.
Back at Hooper Stadium for the start of the second half, NU Miners and Golden Eagles of Del Oro. They lead the Miners 37-15, and Del Oro will be receiving. And we haven't seen Logan Seamers kick in a while. Wasn't even an extra point. Last time he kicked was, I guess, after the last scoring drive for Nevada Union. And here we go. Seamers with the kick. Gets it somewhat deep. That's going to bounce. And that's going to be picked up by Austin Rosenberg, who is a wide receiver strong safety. He's probably the biggest wide receiver I've ever seen. He manages to get a couple yards after picking that ball up, and that's going to be fairly deep field position, at least deeper than the Golden Eagles are used to tonight on their own 32-yard line. So the first half we saw a whole lot of offense and a little bit of defense, with 52 points being scored in the first half. Stone Smart back out there, takes the snap. That's a direct handoff to Dalton G, who's got a lot of room up the left, cuts back right for a few more.
Look at that juke, that hesitation move.
And that's a move that we've seen pretty much every Golden Eagle ball carrier develop. He gets to the outside, cuts to the outside, and then cuts immediately back inside. It is extremely hard to cover that if you don't have great edge penetration.
It's a double cut.
So a quick first down for Del Oro as they approach midfield. Smart, another handoff to G. G straight ahead the left side, takes 5 Miners to bring him down, but it's another first down for Del Oro.
Jeez.
And Del Oro averages 7 yards per carry.
You could just see the momentum that Dalton G is moving with here.
And he sat out one play during that goal line series that ended the first half. He is clearly feeling all right. So the third consecutive first down. Handoff, this time it's to, that's G again. He breaks out, and he's going to waltz into the end zone yet again. 3 straight carries for 12, and then finally for a touchdown.
Unbelievable. And, you know, it's partly blocking, but it's partly bad tackling by the Miners. G has just got more energy than anybody in the defensive backfield. He's running past people.
Well, you look at the players in the defensive backfield, it's the same people on the offense.
I don't know, Steve. Do you think that it's time to throw your prediction out the window?
It's still early in the third quarter here, Austin.
I'm already close on the Del Oro score. Here's the extra point. Kick is up, and this one will get all the way to the track. It is good. And that increases Del Oro's lead. They now are over the Miners 44-15. So NU manages to hold Del Oro for a full minute and 9 seconds before they get the ball back. You're watching NU Miner football on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. Back at Hooper Stadium, Del Oro Golden Eagles all set to kick off after scoring a touchdown and extra point in just a minute 9 seconds. They lead the Miners 44-15. There's the pooch kick. This one will be returned by Tommaso Wilkins. Wilkins cuts to the right side. There's going to be a flag down, but he does manage to get about 11 yards. There's a fumble after he was down, so this will not be a turnover. But the flag down is a bit troublesome for Nevada Union. That's blocked at the back territory.
Looks like a ball boy in the field.
What's going on this play?
They're still trying to sort it out. They're pointing towards the Miners.
Oh, they picked the flag up.
Let's see what it is.
Ooh, a chop block. And it's been declined, and there was apparently a fumble. They blew that whistle. They blew that whistle very close. That must have been a very clean pickup on the far side. So it's a chop block and a fumble, another turnover for Nevada Union, and Del Oro gets it back on the NU 42-yard line. This is a pass. Smart looking long. He's going to have to scramble. has some room on the right side, throws across, and that's deflected by Jonathan Weaver.
Good play by Weaver to get a hand on it. Weaver was actually trying for the interception, Steve, and came up just a bit short, did knock the ball away.
Hey, he got horizontal, full extension. He did all he could.
Yeah, even though it was an incompletion, I still like the way Dalbon, he really sold that play action really well.
Here's a replay. Austin, what do you see here?
God, it's just a huge pileup. It's really hard to see where the ball is going here.
It does come out. It comes out right at about the 42-yard line. Back to live action. There's a handoff to Davis. Davis on the left side cuts back up the middle, and he is dragged down. It still gets about 8 yards.
So they've traded off Davis now. Going to give Dalton Gee a rest. Now here comes Dalton back in the lineup. Still, Steve Stone Smart, still the quarterback. One of the most effective plays he had in the first half was a quarterback draw. Let's see if they dial that back up.
Well, they've only got 2 wide. That's a handoff to Davis. Davis, God, that fullback block is so effective. He's still up. They're going for the strip now, but he just waltzed into the end zone.
Davis is just too strong. You cannot tackle him above the waist. Look at him. And he's showing everybody how strong he is. He just kept going. That's a fine halfback.
Not only did Dalton Gee drag 2 Miners 12 yards, all the Miners were going for the strip. They weren't even trying for the tackle. But number 75, Juan Caridad, was the fullback on that play. He bulldozed his way.
He did.
30 yards downfield.
We'll look at the replay, Steve, but you're right. And he put his hand on his back and just let him do the hard plowing the row. Here's the extra point quickly.
That kick is up and very good again. That's the shortest extra point kick. It only went about 35 yards further than it needed to. And that bumps the score up to 50-15 Del Oro. Let's take a look at that touchdown.
Hard not to be impressed with this run.
Now watch him follow his lead back right on through. First, there's a huge hole nonetheless. There's no one there. And so the fullback, all he has to do is pick somebody out to throw aside.
That was Jonathan Weaver.
Now here's where it's remarkable. He gets held onto by 1, 2, 3 Miners, and he keeps on his feet. They're grabbing at the football, but they just keep dragging him from the 5, 4, 3, 2, and in the end zone. Good
and then
gravy.
You see his blockers get involved a little, try and push him towards the end zone.
Yeah, that was Caridad. Well, they're all set to kick off at 51-15, the new score. Right here, watching NU Miner football, the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. Back at Hooper Stadium, 51-15 is the score. Del Oro Golden Eagles over the NU Miners. There's a pooch kick to the left side, and that will be caught out of bounds. Yeah, there's the flag coming in. So that will be a delay of game officially, even though it was caught. And NU more than likely will just take this with some pretty decent field position.
51-15. Del Oro leads.
And this game got...
They're 4 points away from having a running clock.
This game got out of hand in a hurry for 2 big reasons. NU making very careless mistakes and Del Oro taking complete advantage of it. That's just what that is. Those plays don't happen in the first half. NU doesn't go for the strip on the 5-yard line. They just get the tackle. First play, Del Bon, screen-ish pass over to Hayden Fay, and Hayden Fay gets a nice hole Fortunate the two Golden Eagles took each other out of that play. Austin Rosenberg and Dalton G had a collision.
That's what they needed to do. They needed to change things up, not be so predictable on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of a West Coast feel to that play. A quick slant, quick outside slant. And a little bit of life. There's a handoff to Kiyabyab. That's his first carry, and he gets a couple yards.
Unfortunately, because there was just a huge hole on the right side of the defense.
That was 2nd and 8. And if you're on the NU side of this game, you're in full-on damage control mode. There's a late handoff to Dawson Fay. Dawson Fay is going to try and cut back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a couple yards of forward progress, and that's it. So it'll be 3rd and 6.
I think at this point you just try and throw everything you can at them. Trick plays, anything you could possibly have up your sleeve to try and keep them guessing.
You think?
Well, it is a 36-point lead with 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
It's a dignity. It's a dignity thing, though.
There is still a lot of football left in this game.
You think?
Well, here's 3rd and 6. There's a keeper from Dalbon. Dalbon's going to try and pull up. He falls forward after being tackled by Hunter Halverson, and he'll get 1 yard. Nope, no yards. A 0-yard run, and Halverson is down on the field. This looks like a simple leg cramp, but we will step aside as he gets some help off the field. 51-15, Del Oro over NU on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Thank you, Doug. Saving the whole rodeo.
Back at Hooper Stadium, Nevada Union and the Del Oro Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles with a very comfortable 36-point lead under 8 minutes. Here's the 4th and 7 play for NU. Dalbon pulls up, rolls left, throws
there
deep.
He is.
Has a man. That's caught. Number 17, Hayden Fay, with the touchdown reception on 4th and long.
This guy is some kind of receiver, isn't he? I'll tell you what, he's got the wheels and he brings the ball in beautifully. But you got to hand it to Owen Dalbon as well. It was drawn up well, and he threw the ball right exactly where he had to be in order to make that reception.
That might be the best pass Owen Dalbon has made so far this season.
I agree, Steve.
Definitely the best pass made by NU tonight.
Well, that ups the score 51-21.
Up.
Seamers with the kick, which
no
was
good. Nope.
No good, wide right.
Oh.
And that's the first time I've seen an extra point not even disputed. Del Oro did not move.
You're watching Nevada Union football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
BNC True Value Home and Garden Center is the home of monthly specials. It's your chance every month to get what you need to tackle those home repair projects. Pick up their weekly circular when you enter the store to see all the bargains of the month for September. Serving Nevada County for 76 years, it's BNC True Value Home and Garden Center, where behind every project is a true value.
Back at Hooper Stadium, Nevada Union just scored, cut the lead to 30. And there is the somewhat deep kick. That's going to roll out of bounds. I thought that
down.
May have been touched by Nick Moulos, but it was not, so that will be delay of game for NU. That kick rolling out of bounds, and Del Oro will have decent field position. And I got to be honest, Paul, spotting the ball on the 35-yard line for a kick out of bounds doesn't seem like enough incentive to not kick the ball out of bounds. The 35-yard line is pretty deep in high school football.
Well, you noticed in pro football now they've made the decision that they're not going to kick it out of the end zone and take it at the 25. They're better off kicking it in the corner and letting them collapse in on the ball carrier. So a lot of new strategies on kickoffs.
The score is 51-21. There's a handoff to G. G left side, cuts back right, and he'll get almost 10 yards. He will be just shy of the first down line. And there's just no stopping him. These plays are the same. Just direct handoff up the middle, cut right to the edge, and then cut back up the middle.
Yeah. Yep, exactly right.
It's essentially a slant run. It's like a slant pass up the middle, only you don't have your wide receiver hung out to dry. 2nd and 1. There's a screen pass across to Hurst. Hurst with a lot of room and 3 blockers.
He's gone.
Now he's down to the 20, the 10, one man to beat, and he beats him. Del Oro takes less than a minute, but a flag down all the way at the 41-yard line. That is a very interesting spot for that flag to be.
You know, when Steve
about
Smart
10 yards downfield.
Steve Smart didn't move a muscle, hasn't walked down the field. Congratulate. He knows clearly it's on him.
Well, they moved the flag back about 10 yards. Now this is only 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And it is an illegal receiver downfield.
Huh. That's interesting.
That's really the difference between these two teams. NU has a successful screenplay. They end up getting the first down. Del Oro gets a successful screenplay. Without the penalty, they end up getting it all the way down the field for a touchdown.
And thankfully, this will be brought back. And that illegal receiver downfield would explain how Del Oro had that many blockers 40 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So from 2nd and 1, they'll back it up to 2nd and 8. Wow, what a costly penalty. Although that extra blocker really was the difference between a nice play and a touchdown. So the 2nd and 8 play. Handoff up the middle, this time swallowed up by Nevada Union. Kept it to just a 3-yard gain, and it will be 3rd and 5. I'll make it 3rd and 4.
Still a good opportunity for Nevada Union to get the ball back if they can figure out a way to stop this potent offense. You got to know they're going to have their Dalton Gee in. Let's see who they're going to have in the back.
Yeah, that's Dalton.
It is.
And they spread 3 left.
Go defense!
And that's going to be a pass. Smart throwing very deep. Mason Hurst all alone, but the pass just a bit too far.
Wow, they went for the whole enchilada that time. Darn near got it.
And how about that mismatch? Mason Hurst and Jonathan Weaver. Hurst blew by Weaver. Had a good 10-yard separation, but still couldn't catch up to the pass.
On the outside, there was a hold. Nevada Union, number 15, Chris Riley.
They're going for it.
They are going for it.
Yeah, it's 4th and 4. So far, Del Oro really hasn't had a problem picking up 4 yards on command. They're just looking at the sidelines now. So here it is. Stone Smart dumps it off. Pass complete, almost picked off, but nicely done.
Well,
they're gonna hit him for
that a helmet to helmet?
Yeah, that's a late hit.
And he's still down. He's down, and they are not moving him. Very quick on the scene is the NU trainer, making sure that's going to be helmet to helmet.
He's moving though.
I was with Jeff Dellis later. Let's go to break, Steve, and we'll talk about this afterwards.
They're going to go through the concussion protocol down on the field. You're watching coverage of NU Minor football on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Porticeps. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Porticeps
Back at Hooper Stadium, the Del Oro player down was Marco Esquivel, and he got up and appears to be fine. They're going to make sure of that on the sidelines, but after the 15-yard penalty, I expect to see him later on in the game. Penalty marched off, and Del Oro has it on the 35-yard line of Nevada Union. So a two-man backfield. Handoff to G. G stutters, gets to the outside and has a lot of room. Gets to the edge. It's just going to be Andrew Link. And what a move to wow.
The guy is amazing.
Wow. Was that his third touchdown?
G we was inside, then he pops outside, has enough speed to make the corner and then just outrun everybody.
He didn't just outrun everybody. He juked the shoes off of Andrew Link.
He had the awareness. He saw the defenders in front of him. He backtracked a little, knew he had space on the sideline, and just go.
What a runner.
So we're back to 50. It'll be 58-21.
I don't know if this kicker has enough leg to get it 20 yards. We'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. Oh, yeah, it just manages to get it to the track, and the point after is good. 58-21, Del Oro leads Nevada Union.
So let's take a look at the replay. Now watch how quickly he moves to his left. As soon as this replay starts, there it goes. Now watch him quickly make the move. Boom, right here. And he's got enough room. He gets a corner sealed off, but there are two Nevada Union players right there. Decides to go outside, gets a great block now, I see from his wide receiver. But now it's just all wheels. And he is gone. Wheels and strength.
Well, here's Link coming in, and boom, stops on a dime and comes back around.
But still, he's at the 10-yard line, and he's thinking end zone. There's no going down. He's thinking end zone. This guy is strong.
Well, you're watching NU Minor football right here on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
The Northridge Restaurant in Nevada City is your closest Northridge to Grass Valley. At 737 Nevada Street, the Northridge in Nevada City is a comfortable family restaurant you'll be happy to go to. Make reservations or take out.
With 3 locations to serve you in Nevada City, Lake of the Pines, and Penn Valley, you are just a few minutes away from a Northridge restaurant. Visit us online at northridgerestaurant.com.
Back at Hooper Stadium, Del Oro set to kick off. They now lead 58-21. The largest lead of the night for Del Oro. There's the nice long kick. This will be caught at the 2-yard line by Tyler Nielsen. Nielsen has some room, gets up to the 20, stiff arm up to the 30, cuts back, and now he's brought down at the 35.
Good run by Tyler Nielsen.
33 yards.
Found himself a little bit of room, used a little bit of his power.
Right about the 30-yard line, I heard some fans go, just hold on to the ball. And that is the unfortunate vibe in Hooper Stadium tonight. It's every time something good happens, something bad happens right afterwards.
And now we know why Del Oro's been kicking it short every time.
Yeah, no, excellent return from Nielsen, some good blocks. And there's been some talk in college football of just getting rid of the kickoff. And certainly if college football does away with the kickoff, high school football will not be far behind. Inside handoff, I'm not sure who that was. It may have even been Kiabiab getting a couple touches. And yeah, that's Kiabiab, gets another couple yards.
You know, I don't think they'll ever get rid of the kickoff, Steve. It's fundamental to football. It'd be like running the bases from right to left in baseball. You just got to have the kickoff.
Yeah, it'd be like having an NBA game without a tip-off.
Without a tip-off, although it's kind of, secondary, you still got to have it.
Delbon swarms, tries to get out of the pocket, has a little bit of room. He's got to just throw it away, and he's going to get tackled instead.
Nothing.
Kept finding white shirts here in the backfield, and Delbon had no place to go. Really didn't have time to stand up and throw the ball away even, so takes a loss of about 10.
He had a moment. And I will pinpoint it.
Here it is. Here.
He's,
yeah,
once he evades, right here, he's got to just turn and throw it. But he tucks it, and that's when he gets tripped up.
But he's got a white jersey, and then he's got another white jersey, so when did he ever have time to do that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just no pocket protection at all.
Not enough anyway. They blitzed up the middle. The edge was nicely sealed, but the middle failed. So here's third and just about 20. Dalbon. And nice deceptive handoff and a nice tackle.
Wraparound draw play that time.
That was Kiabiab, and a flag comes in way late. That might be a 15-yard penalty. I'm not sure who that's going to be against at this point of the game. It could be anyone from where that flag was thrown. Well, let's see. This was the head referee that made the flag throw, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against, or a personal foul rather, against Del Oro.
The score really doesn't show how sloppy this game has been with just the errant penalties on both sides.
Well, it's been sloppy on defense honestly for both teams. Just a little bit sloppier on offense for NU, and the points off of turnovers for Del Oro is really the biggest difference in this game. Problem is Del Oro's kind of forced the turnovers too, so they weren't handed to him. Oh, here's Dalbon. There's excellent protection. Nice pass out to Nielsen. Nielsen cuts back inside, has a hole. And he's going to try and cut back outside and instead cuts right into the arms of Colin Rosenberg, a 6', 215 junior who wraps him up. That's a lot of running for only a 3-yard gain. Well, he probably ran about 25 yards to get 3 forward. Just one juke too many there for Nielsen. Nielsen could have had about a 7-8 yard gain if he ran north-south.
3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Well, 2nd and 7 for NU, showing blitz. And there's Nielsen, cuts back inside, has another hole, and finally wrapped up, this time by Mason Hurst, but he will be very close to the first down, and they're going to give it to him.
That'll move the sticks.
And stop the clock.
Well done.
Let's talk briefly about player of the game. There are a few players that could go to. Talked about both Faze, Dalbon. There's an inside handoff to Dawson Fay, and Fay's brought down after a nice gain of about 8.
Justin Houlihan always is a force at middle linebacker, although we haven't called his name as often.
Just in the first quarter. That's about it. They've kind of run away from him.
They really have. I would have to go right now, and with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, I think Dalbon,
just for that incredible throw before halftime.
Yeah, the one interception, which really wasn't his fault. Well, Dalbon's got it. And throws almost picked off by Andrew Birch.
Yeah, I spoke too soon.
That would have been an amazing interception if Birch could have held on to it. Nice idea, just not enough air on the ball.
You can watch here real quick over the top. He sets and throws. It's a good throw, but just almost gets picked off at the fingertips.
Too much coverage. I think he just tried to force it.
Well, they were going for the first down on 2nd and 3. Just a quick hook route. Now, this play is very late getting to the line, and you may have to take a timeout here. Yep, that's what they have to do. So 2:06 remaining, a 37-point lead for Nevada Union. And NU will figure out how they can pick up 3 easy yards against the Del Oro Golden Eagles when we come back on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Back at Hooper Stadium, 3rd and 3 for Nevada Union. They trailed Del Oro 58-21, but they are in Del Oro territory. 2:06 remaining in the third quarter. And Del Bon's going to throw. Steps up, rolls left, pulls up. There's a flag down. And Del Bon throws it away. We'll see what the flag is.
You would think it's a hold back there, Steve, but let's see.
It would pretty much have to be. And I'm fairly confident Del Bon saw the flag. And there's another flag. And this time that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Justin Houlihan.
What did you see?
I saw Houlihan right in the head referee's ear is what I saw.
That can't be good.
Justin, not Coach Dennis Houlihan. So let's see. First is a hold, as you would expect. And that's been declined because after the play, it's intentional grounding.
Huh?
Say what?
You threw it away.
And he threw it down the field.
Yeah.
I guess there was no receiver.
But he was out of the pocket.
Yeah, no receiver, I guess, was in the area. And that flag came in very late. That came in so late I thought it had to have been something a player said. So instead of a 3rd and 12, it'll be 4th and 15. It certainly seemed like he was out of the pocket. He scrambled far enough. It was an interesting call. 4th and 15. Going to go for it. Del Bon. He's going to be flushed out. He evades. He's got a little bit of room. And he's going to cut back up. And this time he is brought down. But a flag is going to be a face mask. And Nevada Union will pull off a 4th and 15 conversion.
They're going to get bailed out. What they're going to get is Owen Del Bon. Lots of room to run on the right side. But you could see his head come snapping back after his hands got in there.
And I thought this play was dead in the water. Ryan Sweat on the left edge put just a devastating swim move to get through the line and flush out Del Bon.
Well, NU is walking backwards. The flag must be against them.
Holding?
A lot of laundry in the field tonight.
Well, let's take a look. Here's the official call. It's going to be a block to the back, which will be declined. Turnover on down, second one of the night. And Del Oro will take over with 1:44 left in the third quarter. Wow, that went from fantastic to just awful. That seemed like a pretty obvious call from over here. Granted, we are on the other side of the stadium. A block to the back that close to the tackle, that's unusual. And now we have flags.
Good Lord.
And this could be just about anything. I didn't see any movement. So if anything, this is lining up in the neutral zone. Well, an NU player just came off, so maybe this is illegal substitution. No, it's going to be lining up in the neutral zone on Del Oro.
Good eyes.
If we have a lucky guess, we have a burger waiting for you, fresh and tasty out of Cooper's Cafe.
So 1st and 15 for Del Oro. And Del Oro has not played a great game, as we've alluded to. And they've been plagued by penalties. There's a pitch. This is going to be a pitch to Bryce Edwards. And Edwards gets a lot of room before getting blown out of bounds by Houlihan. That'll be about an 11-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 4. And now the second string is in for Del Oro. That was Josh Gazanaga in at quarterback. 6'3", 165 junior. Stone Smart's night is over. More than likely so is Dalton G. Dalton G, by the way, last week only picked up 56 rushing yards. I have to imagine he's close to 200 tonight. There's a quick handoff again to Edwards, and Edwards has a hole on the left side. He's still up. Finally wrestled down, but not after a 13-yard gain.
I think it's really just an issue with Nevada Union's rush defense. They're leaving too many holes wide open in their secondary.
I think it's a combination of that and the edge guards on the offensive line for Del Oro are just that good. They seal that edge off just so clean.
And the correct answer has
And
been
off to Edwards.
122.
Edwards wrestled down. This will be a gain of 6. Starter's still in for NU's defense in the second string for Del Oro. He's just running all over them.
Third quarter almost over.
Has there been a Del Oro punt tonight?
I don't think they've had a reason to.
No, they've had a couple fourth downs. I think they've just converted them all. So it'll more than likely be the last play of the third quarter, clock at 30 seconds.
Congratulations to Lindsay.
2nd and 4.
Correct amount of flags on her
Hand-off to Edwards.
13th
Edwards
kiss.
is going to be stopped short, and the ball came loose.
Edwards one more time with the carry. Stop made by Nick.
And the clock will continue to run down as they figure out who came up with the ball.
Clock stops at 10 seconds.
Now they've stopped it at 10 seconds, and Jonathan Weaver is hurting away from the scrum. And coming up with it is still Del Oro ball. They will have third down and about 3. And the clock will continue to run, so this will be the end of the third quarter. 58-21, Del Oro will head into the fourth quarter. And this is running clock territory, isn't it, Paul?
I would believe it is.
37.
Let's see. Yeah.
Well, 37-point lead for the Golden Eagles, 58-21. We'll head to the fourth quarter, talk a little bit more about player of the game when we come back on the 20th anniversary of the NorCal Game of the Week.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back at Hooper Stadium at the campus of NU High School, the Miners trail Del Oro 58-21, and let's talk about player of the game. We've got a few candidates, the Fay brothers certainly, Owen Del Bon rounding out the offense, and of course Justin Houlihan on defense has been the big force. Paul, what do you think?
Well, we've given it to the Fay brothers, okay? I mean, we at least to one of them so far this year. I think Owen Del Bon's had a breakout game. I like the way he's played. I like the way he's maturing. Now, Dawson Fay, we saw him outrun this entire Del Oro team for one of their long scores, 70 yards plus. He certainly is a candidate in my mind. It's between those two in my mind, Steve. And I don't want to let you choose, but I'll let you certainly have your say in it.
There's the 3rd and 3. Edwards cuts up the middle. He's got some moves of his own. He will pick up the first down. Austin, what are you thinking on player of the game?
I got to give it to Del Bon. He's been smart. He's been consistent. He hasn't made too many mistakes. It's just been a good all-around game for him.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Tonight's player of the game is going to be Owen Del Bon. Barring some miraculous plays in the last 12 minutes of the night, I can't see that changing too terribly much. The first down for Del Oro on the 25-yard line.
Now, are you implying that if he throws an interception, you're going to take it away from him, Steve? Is that what you just said?
Just going to let that question hang there. Here's the handoff to Edwards. Edwards tries to cut to the corner, but he gets wrapped up. That'll be a gain of only about 1.
Anything can happen.
No, Owen, you got it, buddy. We're going to have the trophy for you. Gil Dominguez will be down on the field to present it to you, and you can enjoy that. It was an excellent game for you, and I'll tell you what, good games are ahead for Owen Del Bon. He is maturing as a quarterback, and he's a junior, so we'll see him again next year.
I still got a full year and a half of football.
You bet. And if he keeps going like he's going with his arm, good chance he'll play after high school.
He'll have about as much, he'll have more varsity experience than any other player coming in. Here's the pitch to Edwards. Edwards, huge hole up the middle, And there's a flag coming in. The hold that opened up that huge hole.
I was going to say.
This officiating crew just is not going to let this game play.
Well, no, they are. They're rolling
They are
the clock.
flag happy. Sorry.
Well, they're rolling the clock while they confer. And that's actually going to be a block to the back and not a hold. Either way, you could parallel park a minivan through the hole that opened up in the middle of the field there.
Well, no one will say the refs aren't doing their job tonight.
Now, there have been some interesting calls, but
some of them have been blatant, though. There have been a couple blatant, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Certainly nothing that would have affected the outcome of this game. 58-21, I say, is a pretty accurate representation of the way these two teams have played.
Penalty was holding 10 yards.
So the block to the back will march them 10 yards back. It'll be second and call it 22. And it's still just Gazaniga and Bryce Edwards. And there's a high pass caught by Will Myers, and Myers is going to be met by 4 Miners, resulting in a gain of about 3.
Number 73, Keith Ward on the stop.
Second unit obviously not as dominant as what we saw in the first half.
And this is still predominantly the first string on defense for Nevada Union, which is also predominantly the first string on offense. 3rd and 16 on the way for Del Oro. And you showing pressure. There's a pitch to Edwards. Edwards cuts back up the middle, follows some blockers, and he's going to be wrestled down. That's going to be a pretty sizable gain, about 12 yards, and it'll bring up 4th and 3. I mean,
no hold either, and that was just some good blocking.
I mean, it's field goal range if they want to try and pad stats for Connor Calvert. It doesn't look like they want to, so that should be 4th and 5. I'm actually a little surprised they don't go for a field goal here.
I am too, actually.
Calvert's got a fantastic leg. He's only a junior.
I mean, let him take a shot at it.
Give the kicker some work.
And that would be a 37-yard kick. He's got the leg for it. There's the snap. Hand off to Edwards. Edwards cuts up the middle and then cuts back. He runs into his own blocker. Very close to the first down marker. This will be a question of spot. And they will...
I'm going to say he's short by just a bit.
Yep, that's what it is. So the first turnover of the game is a turnover on downs for Del Oro. I should say the first turnover for Del Oro is a turnover on downs. Still pretty...
I don't know. Do you think going for it this late, this much ahead, do you think that's a little disrespectful? I don't know.
No, there's still 7.5 minutes in this game. You don't expect them to just take a knee every possession. Keep it on the ground, certainly.
I'm saying field goal wouldn't be out of the question here.
No, that's kind of a judgment call. See if your second stringers have what it takes to get 3 yards on command. There's a sweeping handoff to Dawson Fay. Dawson Fay is going to get tackled after a gain of only about 2. Oh, they're actually going to adjust this spot. I gave him 4 yards on the play. So 2nd and 6. Celebratory sounds coming from the Del Oro band across the way. There's still 6:45 left. Certainly not enough to catch a 37-point lead. There's a sneaky inside handoff. That'll get a first down for NU. That was Kiabiab on the carry.
Crowd is very quiet right now.
Team's down 37 points. That'll happen.
First down.
Although really this game could have been a lot worse if not for the offensive production of Del Bon and the Fay brothers.
Hey, another good run might cheer everybody up.
Well, Del Bon's got it. Throws left side wide open is Hayden Fay, and Hayden Fay is going to get another first down.
What was Hayden Fay doing out there all by himself? That was a long throw. Ended up getting about 5 yards.
Yeah, Del Oro gambled on that. They shifted their entire defensive structure to the right side, as it were. And Hayden Fay, the lone receiver on the left side, had tons of room to work with. So pretty easy catch and run there. It'll actually be 2nd down and 1. This will be a late handoff and a lot of room. That's going to be a 1st down if he can hold on to the ball. It comes out. It comes out. The whistle doesn't come until after the ball came out.
Is he going to call him down? Let me see if they're going to call that a fumble, or was he down?
Offense is coming off the field. They're going to call this a...
I think he was down.
Half the offense came off the field.
We'll see on the replay here. Watch the end of this run.
That's a fumble.
And they're going to be they're stripping the ball. That ball looks like it was coming out when he was on the way down. Yep. He left it behind like an Easter egg. And they fall right on it. That was number 25, Connor Keathley, the junior cornerback, coming in to recover the fumble.
So another turnover, and that's, I mean, you can't exactly call it a costly one, but it's costly to your pride. There's an interesting looking pitch to Edwards. Edwards actually makes this work.
These Del Oro running backs just won't go down.
Oh, correction, that was Marco Esquivel.
Here's that fumble again. Gil Dominguez wants us to watch it twice. And I'm not sure why, but it's clearly a fumble. They're ripping the ball out. Now watch, it's gone and the ball is behind him.
Yep.
So, just to make sure that the officials got it right.
Yeah, we have an injured referee now. He's favoring his left leg. I believe this is the back judge. He's going to try and walk it off here.
People are starting to file out.
Don't often see a referee injury. And they have stopped the clock at 4:20.
Ready to go. Those guys are right in the thick of it. Sometimes contact is made.
He's looking like he's favoring his left knee. He's already waved off the NU trainer, so he's going to be staying in. I think if there was any question as to whether he was going to come out of the game, he would have kept the trainer around.
You know, you'd think if he had any problems, it would be with his right wrist for throwing so many flags.
Good one.
So the clock will resume its inevitable march towards a merciful end to this game. There's another handoff to Esquivel. Esquivel will be tackled by about 3 Miners, gain of about 5. Now I think we're seeing some of these second-string defenders for NU coming on.
This is more respectful, just running the clock down, not trying to do anything too fancy.
It will be 2nd and 7. Only going to give him 3 yards on that carry, so 2nd and 7. Esquivel, the lone back. It will be pitched to Esquivel. He's got the edge on the corner, and he is going to be gang tackled. Eventually, there's a flag down. That is holding territory.
Regardless, this first-string Nevada Union defense has just been getting hammered all game long.
Well, let's see if this is another hold, and it is a hold. Actually, that looked more like an illegal receiver downfield again. Oh, no, they're marching off 10, so it was just a sloppy hold call.
You got it right, Steve. It is a hold.
Wish that young man a happy 17.
He's holding that hand dangerously close to the side of his head, which is where you would signal for an illegal receiver downfield. But this game's almost over. Who's going to nitpick? There's a handoff to Max Gallagher. And oh no, it's going to be a keeper from Josh Guzniga. And he's going to get hit pretty hard on his way down. And he's close to the 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. So
that was that play we saw earlier by Stone Smart. Right up the middle. Faked the handoff and just took the ball himself.
Josh Guzniga is a quarterback / outside linebacker.
There's a combination.
5'10", 160 linebacker. I don't think I've ever heard of one of those.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, he gets the 1st down anyway. There's a handoff to Gallagher. Gallagher sweeps to the outside and is brought down by 3 Miners. Chief among them was Tommaso Wilkins, who is still making his presence felt. Reached the 2-minute mark now of the fourth quarter. So far, all signs of life in this game are in the Del Oro band. To a lesser extent, the cheerleaders. The band looks a little bit livelier, from over here anyway.
The Del Oro fans are used to seeing blowouts like this. They're used to seeing 40-plus points a game. Nothing unusual about what they're seeing on the field.
Here's 2nd and 2. Sweeping pitch to Gallagher. Gallagher with a lot of room gets to that edge and is finally wrestled down by the entire Nevada Union team. Looked like some of the Del Oro guys were in there on the tackle too, just for good measure. That's enough to pick up the first down anyway. And the clock marches down, approaching the 1-minute mark, still 58-21. There are 5 timeouts still remaining for the two teams, but I can't imagine either team taking one. Might even just run the clock through the timeout and have everyone go home. There's a keeper from Gazniga, and he has stood up. He put up no resistance. Once he got touched at the line, he just stopped.
You could see him turn around. He was looking to see if there was a receiver or a running back behind him. Looked like he was trying to lateral it before he was brought down.
I think he just didn't want to get whiplash on the way down. Wanted to see the ground coming up to greet him. They'll bring up 2nd and 10 if they get, they'll get one more play off. And for the second stringers, you know they want to put a touchdown on the board. Well, let's see what they got. Final play of the game, more than likely, barring an injury. That's a handoff to Gallagher. Gallagher still on his feet. He'll get inside the 10, and then he will be dragged down. That will do it here at Hooper Stadium. 58-21 is the final. Del Oro Golden Eagles roll the NU Miners. And we really, not that we were expecting an extremely close game, but this was far and away more of a blowout than we were expecting here tonight.
And you know, Steve, I mean, this team, this Del Oro team, is a championship team, no question about it. As good as any team I have seen come through this stadium, certainly in the last 4 or 5 years. They have all the components. They have the quarterback, they have 2 excellent running backs, and they've got the meat up front to open the holes and take care of business. So if they don't go to state, I don't know who's gonna beat them. Certainly not in the SFL.
So let's go down on the field now. Gil Dominguez will be there presenting the Bill Slade & Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award to NU quarterback number 7, Owen Dalbon, who really, other than one interception that wasn't his fault, had an excellent game.
Thanks a lot, Steve. We're outside the Miners locker room with Owen Dalbon. And Owen, this is the Bill Slade & Sons Player of the Game Award that we're presenting to you tonight for outstanding performance out there against really, the #1 team in the city.
Yeah, they were a very tough opponent for us, and we just couldn't stop them tonight.
Well, it was obvious on the defensive side that they were pretty hard to bring down, but on the other side, you can see what that #1 team looks like.
Yeah, they were tough defensively also. I thought we cracked a few big plays on them, but overall we didn't get the job done.
Now, the Miners have several top players. You're always in contention for the player of the game every week, but your performance tonight was pretty gritty.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely knew coming into this game, playing the #1 team, that we really needed to grind this week. And I thought we had a great week of practice. It just didn't show up tonight.
Well, I think it did show up, especially in the first half. You guys held them tough, really back and forth, slapping each other with those touchdowns.
Yeah, it was definitely back and forth. It was just a matter of who's going to make the first mistake, and unfortunately it was us.
Now, that first play out of the game, out of the chute, you got a chance to air it out.
Yeah, that was awesome. Love hitting Hayden. He's my favorite target, and we said that was going to be our opening play Monday, so it was nice to actually see it run and hit it well.
And you led him perfectly on that pass, and of course he's been our player of the game as well. How much do you guys work on that timing?
We work on it all throughout practice and every day after practice. I mean, sometimes we're the only ones out after practice especially on Thursdays. After every other week, like every day of the week, we've got laid-outs, and all the guys are out there, which is good. But on Thursdays, Hayden and I take our own time out and get some of the difficult routes like that one and some other things in, and it pays off.
It does. With all that timing that you guys have, it's like you're throwing water bottles at lunchtime out there in the quad.
I know. It's good stuff.
All right, well, listen, congratulations on being the Bill Sladen Sons player of the game for us tonight, and really appreciate your efforts out there, and good luck on the rest of the season for you and the rest of the Miners.
Thank you so much.
All right, there he is. Owen Delbon, our player of the game. Let's throw it back up to the guys in the booth, Steve, Paul, and Austin.
So 58-21 is the final tonight. Del Oro came in with all the offensive firepower that was expected, and Nevada Union just made too many mistakes. Really, one is too many to make against the Del Oro Golden Eagles. Our executive producer is Gilbert M. Dominguez. Camera operators Heather Montgomery, Joan Lyons, and making his Game of the Week debut, Eric Schmidt. Announcers Steve Sitter, Paul Brown, and Austin Rounsaville. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me
Thank
tonight.
you for joining us, Austin. Master of the
time.
obvious.
Glad for the time.
Remote facilities, the Commander 2. Website, Ling Dominguez. Hairstyles by Michelle Brown at The Look.
I didn't get a hairstyle. Did you get a hairstyle?
I never get a hairstyle.
No, you don't.
Wardrobe by RUOutside.com. We are outside. It definitely feels like we're outside. Commander Maintenance, Plaza Tire and Auto Service, Reeby's Auto Parts, and Celestial Valley Towing. Touchdown Accounting, the Cinto Group, LLP. Well, thanks for joining us once again here at the NorCal Game of the Week, Nevada Union and Del Oro. About what you'd expect. Next week, we will head down to Colfax for the first time since I've been a part of the group here, and we'll see the Placer Hillman take on the Colfax Falcons in some PVL football. So for Gil Dominguez, Austin Rounsaville, and Paul Brown, I'm Steve Sitter saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week here at the Touchdown Productions Game of the Week.